the look of the car now, when I brought it in, washed, cleaned, did the tires, coated the headlights, just fantastic job.
It's Bill here with Immaculate Paint Protection. So this is kind of exciting today. It was early here in the morning. We have a client, he's en route right now. He's probably about 5 minutes away. He's coming in with a 2022 Rivian truck. So a 2022 Rivian R1T. It's excited to see this. We're excited to see this. It's July 4th. We're going to start the job tomorrow. It just works out for the client to bring it in this morning before both of us, everybody gets teared off, taken off into July 4th picnics, festivities, fireworks, etc. So he's going to come in today. We're going to bring the truck in, park it right there in the shop. You see we got plenty of room here in the shop, but plenty of room so the vehicle's going to sit. He's going to bring his truck in. He's okay with leaving it with us. We're going to keep it all locked up, secure. So we're going to bring the truck in. Already got the clipboards ready, so we're going to get some check-in with some information. We're going to check the truck in, make sure there's no damage on it. So I need to grab my scan grip light here. The truck should be good, but just so far it's a great day. We're looking forward to seeing the new Rivian come in. The whole process is he's coming in for paint protection film. Paint protection film stops all the rocks and the stones from chipping up the vehicle. It's a truck. It's got a great big flat front end. He wants the hood done. He's going to be driving down the Pennsylvania Turnpike every day back and forth to work. So he's using the truck a little bit as a commuter vehicle. It really makes sense to get paint protection film on the vehicle right away. He picked it up last Wednesday, so we'll get that going for him. Paint protection film is a clear polyurethane film. Comes in a box. We got the boxes back there, so paint protection film in the box. Comes on a roll. We're going to use SunTek Reaction for this cup. The benefit of the SunTek Reaction is the fact that I have a ceramic coating in. And there we go. Here's the truck, so let's get going. The Rivian's now in the shop. We took it as an opportunity. I looked over the truck, inspected it. I didn't see any damage to the vehicle, which is expected, right? I mean, it's a brand new truck, 279 miles on it. 279 miles on the Rivian. Everything looks good on the paint so far. We went over all the paint protection film options and packages. So they came in with the full front end package, which is going to be the bumper, the full hood, the full fender, the mirrors. They also wanted to have us do. So we're gonna do the fender flare area right through here, which makes sense because it kind of swoops out on the truck, so that's necessary. The other thing we talked about, I always like just to confirm, we talked about what else they need. So we're gonna do the B-pillar section here. We're gonna do the B-pillars, this black, and we're also gonna do the cab top right up here. And as you can see on the cab top, that's going to be necessary because, well, I mean, if you look at where all the bug splatter is, one is going to make, using the SunTek Reaction Paint Protection Film, the SunTek Reaction Paint Protection Film has a ceramic coating already impregnated, already infused into the top coat, which is going to make it easier to clean and get the bugs off. Also, up and down the turnpike, that's going to be an area that's going to be a high impact area. We also talked about doing, we call this the B-pillar area. So A pillars up front, B pillars up back, C pillar or D pillar in the back. We're gonna cover the B pillar area in between the glass here, because what happens is you start closing the door. I always recommend, and we always try when we're in the shop here to close, I'll grab one finger. People don't respect your vehicle like you're gonna respect it, so they're gonna grab and they're gonna put their hands all over here and they're gonna start grabbing this piano black that's really soft. That's also gonna get marred up over time. So the solution is we just go ahead and put some paint protection film on it now. We have the computer cut pieces already available. It's going to stay super glossy all the time. We also talked about doing the tailgate. So we're going to put a piece of paint protection film. We're going to put film on there so when we grab the tailgate, to shut the tailgate, we're not marring it up, the same like you do when you inside your door cups. So we got a real good plan here. There's a lot of work over the next couple days. We're excited to have this Rivian 2022 Rivian R1T in the shop. Yeah, stick around and we'll see the work over the next few days.
So today we need to jump into the, get the work going here. It's July 5th now. We're gonna take care of the Rivian today. So it's in for paint protection film. Paint protection film is gonna stop all the rock chips and the stone chips from destroying the paint on the vehicle. So we're gonna go out. We need to take the Rivian outside. I mean, the paint's in good shape. That's why it's here, because they wanna keep the paint looking great for years to come. But there's just some stuff in here. There's some bug splatter. We're gonna, hit the bug spray in there, do a thorough decontamination, multi-step wash on this truck, and then it'll be ready for paint protection film. So what do we do there? Well, we're gonna get the 2 buckets out, 2-bucket wash method. You get the foam cannon out. We're gonna foam cannon up first. Let the foam cannon dwell in there. Rinse that off. Spray some iron decon on there. Remove any embedded iron particles on it. Get some tar on there, making sure we got all the tar off the vehicle. Then we will do the bug spray. Obviously, get all the bugs off. Rinse it off. Contact method wash, and we'll be good to go. Then we can jump into finding pattern selection, and we'll go cut on the computer the paint protection film. Probably by today, the way it's running, tomorrow morning is most likely when we will start doing paint protection film, the installation on it. We're not gonna stay all night. We're not gonna push ourselves up against the wall. We take the time here to Immaculate Paint Protection to do the job right. So we don't overbook the schedule. We don't jam things up. The client has our time. We're gonna do the job right for this client. He came to us from a referral from another client that we did great work for, so then hopefully we'll do such a good job here. He's gonna refer us to another one of his friends. So that's what we look. That's our commitment to quality and Immaculate Paint Protection. So let's just get into it. We're gonna take the vehicle outside. We always wash it with the nose in the front. That's the way the work instructions are set up. That's the process. We're gonna go through that. So you'll see us move the car around. Okay, so we get the truck inside the shop now. It's not my truck. We're taking care of it like it is our truck, but we're gonna take our time, move it around. We're not here to drive the vehicles. We're not here to test them out. We're here to put paint protection film or ceramic coating on them and to make sure they look better when they leave our shop than when they come in. By the book, that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna set the wash cart up, go through step by step here. I'm making sure I got everything on the wash cart that I need because I want to do this efficiently. Wash cart set up correctly, that's the first key to success in making sure we do the wash properly. So if we have all the tools, all the chemicals, all the solutions we need on the wash cart, we're probably going to wash the truck right. That's what we're looking at for today. So we got the red and green bucket. I need 3 wash mitts. I'm sorry, I use two big square wash mitts here, and when I use the cuff body mitt. The reason I use a cuff body mitt, that's gonna go along the rockers and the door jambs. Rockers and door jambs may have more propensity, may have a higher chance of having some grit in there. The grit is what's gonna scratch the vehicle up. First thing we use the boar's hair brush here. So here's a quick recap. We just got all the wheels, tires done, went around those twice. I went around it once, went on the tires twice. When we do the scrub the tires down, we're looking at the second application with the tire and wheel cleaner. Once it goes white, we know that the tire is clean. Right now, spraying some Gyeon bug and grime and another bottle of bug spray on here. Obviously, there's bugs on the front of the vehicle. It's summertime here in Pennsylvania, so the bugs are out. A lot of surface area in the front caught a lot of bugs, so we want to get all those off before we put the paint protection film on. If we put paint protection film over bugs, it's going to show the bugs. So that's why we're spending a lot of time cleaning the vehicle the correct way here. Now I'm going to go grab some Gyeon tar off the cart. I don't anticipate needing a whole lot of it, but we're going to spray it. We're not covering these lower rockers, but we're going to spray those anyways. And it should be... I didn't see too much tar in the vehicle. I'm inspecting the vehicle for tar at this point. The reason I like the Gyeon tar, there's all this plastic trim around here. I know the Gyeon tar is going to be safe on all this plastic trim. It's not going to make it go white or destroy or damage it. The customer elected to have these rear haunches covered up with paint protection film. Looks like there's paint protection film from the factory here already. Okay. Now the Gyeon tar and the bug sprayer is going to dwell up on the vehicle for a couple minutes. We'll let that set up there. We'll take this opportunity, get the floors dried off, keep that mess down. That's how we wash the vehicles inside. We use a squeegee, keep things clean in here. Let the foam set in there for a couple minutes and let the soap do its thing. Snap a couple pictures. We'll send those to the client, give them a progress update, let them know we're in here, we're working on its truck, everything's going great. Constant communication with the clients always makes the job. It's just a nice feature to do. The clients are excited about their vehicle. They just spent a lot of money on a new car or truck or sports car. They want to know it's being taken care of the right way, and that's just something we can do here to help them out throughout the day. Yesterday we washed up the 2022 Rivian RT1. It's the Adventure model Adventure series. It's all prep wash, ready to go. We got it inside the shop, washed it inside the shop. Vehicle's super clean, we're ready to go to move on to that. We also went ahead and we selected all the pieces that we want to cut out, got those nested on the computer software. We're using Core. That's the software from Eastman, that's for the SunTek film. So they elected to have the A-pillars. We're gonna go there, we're gonna add one of those. They would like the partial roof. Something interesting about the Fender here is that it shows tack diagrams. Install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full hood. Wrapped. Add one of those. Mirrors. That'll be fun. Add the headlights. Add the left headlight. Bumper. Add the bumper. Add the lower bumper. Splitter, skid plate, we're gonna add that. And B-pillars, we're gonna add those. We're gonna add the tailgate, and we're gonna modify that. Let's go to the cutboard here, and we have all these pieces in here. So first things first, this is a bunch of wasted material right through here, so we don't want to waste the material, so we need to start moving our pieces around. Okay, here we go. Everything's nested. We're ready to go. We're ready to cut. So now we're gonna we're gonna load some material up into one of the plotters. Then we're gonna start to cut it. So let's get going on the cutting process now. So we got the computer. It has the patterns on it already. We need to select the material. Reaction is what we are gonna use today. SunTek Reaction is a 12-year film. It means it has a 12-year warranty on it. The benefit of this is SunTek Reaction also has a ceramic coating infused into it in the top coat. So if you're not electing to have a ceramic coating applied to the PPF, it's a great feature. The SunTek Ultra, our 10-year film, also fantastic film. The SunTek Reaction is the latest and greatest film that's on the market right now. So it's about a year, 2 years old. It's been proven out. We're seeing phenomenal results with it. Customers really enjoy it. There's a lot of PPF films out there. Some great, some good, some bad, quite frankly. So the thing we stay away from is we stay away from the no-name import films. Not all paint protection film is made the same. It looks the same, but we've experienced, not in our shop, but we've seen from other shops that use inferior film. Customers come back and are just not happy with it for a whole host of reasons. We're completely satisfied with SunTek. It has a warranty in it, backed by our shop at Immaculate Paint Protection. It's also backed by SunTek. That's something to look for. If you're looking to buy a paint protection film, look for a major brand name. Look for the minimum 10-year warranty. Look for a major brand name. Investigate that brand name. Then go look at the website and see if the installer that you're going to have do the work, make sure and see if they're on the manufacturer's website, because the manufacturer has a vested interest. A high-quality manufacturer, they want high-quality installers. I mean, that's going to help them out. They don't want, SunTek is trusting my shop, our shop here at Immaculate Paint Protection, to represent their brand name. As much as I'm representing them or looking for them to help me buy the highest quality material for my clients. So there is a vested interest there that I would suggest. Right now at this point, I'm just rolling the film out. We're gonna need 200 inches, over 200 inches, 217. Let's see if we have it. Bummer. We have 200. So now we gotta move the patterns around a little bit. So what I gotta do is I had 217 inches. I went back in, I moved things around to get down to 202. Because if you look at the back side of the machine, I had to cut the film off the roll, and I have barely just enough sitting on there. I have 203 inches. So I got everything just off of this roll. That's great. I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world if we couldn't. If we had to, we have another box here. That's not the issue, but try to maximize the material. The material gets expensive, and that's what we're trying to do here. So it's all loaded up, plug the plotter into the computer, and we'll let it rip. Now we're going to do the next step, which is called weeding, which means we need to take the film, some of the film we want on here, some of the film we don't. So we go through and we look and we start picking or weeding away what's not needed, trying to be cognizant of the pieces that we do need on the table. Right now I'm going after the Fender piece. So I'm running milliliters to gallons, but it's precise. So here's something interesting here. Here's some paint protection film on the Rivian from the factory. It's just a small little piece. They know all the rocks are gonna come right through here and take it up, or kick it up, so we're gonna take this off. It was lifting a little bit already from the factory, so hot water, and it just comes off real nicely. There we go. And we'll get some Gyeon tar next to wipe that clean. The Gyeon tar will remove all the adhesive from the paint protection film off the vehicle if there's any remaining, and it's also going to be safe on all this black plastic. I don't have to worry about it staining it, destroying it, making it go white. Oh, and there's that's pretty cool. Gyeon prep. Look it over. Any debris? Nope. So we're getting ready to install the paint protection film on the hood. Gonna clamp it down to the table, so when I spray it, it'll stay. Transfer it over, lights on, lights on. Grab some hot water, get the juice all nice and warm for us. the table's a release liner, paint protection film. There's adhesive on the back end. The film sticks to the vehicle based upon with adhesive, pressure sensitive adhesive. PSA is the technology. We use the soap in the water solution so we can transfer the film and we can move the film, we can manipulate the film onto the vehicle. Yeah, technically you could install this dry, it would look absolutely terrible. So that's why I spent the time in trying to figure out the exact soap solution ratios on that. We found just a couple milliliters difference. 2 milliliters, 4 milliliters, and 2 gallons of a big tank like this can change how the film installs. So I know Matt's gonna be in here making these videos look like it's super easy to do. Some days it is super easy. Other days it's absolutely will come in and eat your lunch. I don't want to expose the adhesive to the elements. So it's the third day now, third day of work. It's fourth day after the customer dropped the vehicle off. The client knew that the first day, I mean, it counted, but it didn't count. We weren't gonna work on July 4th. A quick recap, the first day we did a decontamination wash, got the vehicle ready to go. Second day we got the film cut. We started installing some film. So it's the third day of work. We still have some stuff to finish up, so one of the things we did with the truck, we'll go turn the lights on to get ready for the day. One of the things we did with the truck overnight before we left is the client brought the charging cable. We do have a charger set up in the shop for a Tesla. We just don't have one for the Rivian yet, but the client brought his charger cable, plugged it in overnight. It was basically fully charged, but as we're opening the doors in the shop and the AC will kick on, and we understand that, you know, there will be some loss in range and battery being fully charged. So we try to charge them up for the client if we can. We'll get the other big set of shop lights on here right now. There we go. How's the hair looking today? I got the haircut too after the first day. Everything's been cut. It's on the table. Today, what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna go ahead and get all the edges wrapped. Interesting thing about the hood piece here is this was kind of a semi-modified or it was a pattern for the hood. You can see where it's, you know, it's landed and it cut out. We saw us cut it on the pattern and the Rivian badge was cut out. The nice thing they did is they left us this extra material here. And when you saw the install happening, what I was doing, I was able to tack that to the headlights. The reason we were able to tack it to the headlights is, switch around here, I needed some extra stretch. The material will stretch a little bit. I needed to stretch it out this way, coming across here, and then I wanted to stretch it along this section of the vehicle too, to get the material. It's a fine line between getting the material too tight, too taut, and overstressing it, and getting it so it's so loose that it bunches up. So I was able to do that by pulling this off. So I'll just have to trim this back a little bit, which is safe because we won't be cutting on the vehicle, so we'll cut it back. And then we'll be able to roll these edges. So we're not gonna try to jam all this material on the underside of the vehicle here. So that's what we got going on today. We'll get the hood done, then we'll jump into the A pillars, and we'll jump into the B pillars. The B pillars, in between the two doors, A pillar, B pillar, C pillar, D pillar. It's gonna get swirled up, it's gonna scratch up, you're gonna be touching it when you're closing the door. That's why we're gonna put the paint protection film on the B pillars right now. Wipe it down with GM Prep. There's some smudge right there. That smudge is a technical term. That's probably most likely adhesive residue from, I'm guessing that there's gonna be some type of shipping wrap right along here because they don't want these B pillars to get boogered up during shipping. One of the things I noticed that was incorrect at the start of the project was we talked to the client. The client wanted to have these fender flares covered. I talked to him on the phone before he came in. I looked at the pattern database. These are available in the pattern database, so I assumed, cool, we'll put those on. Quoted him the job, told him we'd do it. Did a quick glance. You know, we took the vehicle over before it got in there, but as we did it a closer inspection, if you get close up there, There actually is, this whole panel from the factory does have paint protection film on it, at least in this particular vehicle. Now, I mean, you can see from the factory they have a piece of debris in there, they got a little debris there, and then that's, I mean, these guys are jamming this down the assembly line trying to get the paint protection film on. So the fact that they're doing this in a factory and it looks like that, I think it's honestly pretty decent. So I called the customer back and talked to him and said, hey, here's an opportunity for me to prove to you that we're running an honest shop. You already have paint protection film on the vehicle, so you have a couple options. First option is we can take off the paint protection film and have it match all the paint protection film on the vehicle. The benefit if we did do that is that our patterns would wrap the edges, so that piece would wrap around into there, that piece would wrap in there. The other option is don't replace it and you know, we could do ceramic coating, you know, take that extra money that was gonna cost and put maybe a ceramic coating just on the plastic or the rims or the glass, or just leave the factory PPF on and save the money in a couple years. If it gets chewed up, replace it, come back to our shop and replace it then. So that's what the client elected to do. That was a nice kind of surprise for him, so it takes the total bill down a little bit on that. Happy to do that for him, happy to leave the factory PPF on. We know that going forward on the next Rivian. I'm gonna have to go do some research on these Rivians. I don't know if that's an option from the factory or if that's, I'm assuming it's standard just because here's what happens with the factory PPF. So the factory knows that they've done enough design or research, development, engineering on these vehicles. They've had some test vehicles out there with 100, 200,000 miles on them that they're testing out, so they know, look, we're gonna get a bunch of stone chips on here. So if you ever see paint protection film from the factory on a vehicle, it's because the factory knows that that's gonna get chipped up. That's gonna lead to poor customer satisfaction, low quality scores, the J.D. Power quality scores, that kind of stuff. So they wanna avoid those issues. So I was actually really impressed though with this Rivian here because they put paint protection film on that whole panel. Typically what you see in most manufacturers is that they would only put paint protection maybe on a small section, right, you know, through here or through here, and then you'd see the line. But the fact that the Rivian does that whole panel is really pretty cool from the factory. So the other area they put paint protection film on from the factory is they put down here in this lower section here. You saw us take that off. I found that after I went ahead and put the fender on and realized that there was paint protection film down there. You know, I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's kind of real life here. This is what happens. You find out and made a mistake. So the resolution was take the factory piece off. The reason I took the factory PPF on is because it was small. You know, there was some of that debris in there that just wasn't going to look right over time. Now, on this Rivian, here's why it's important. Here's why PPF's important there, and we're really gonna have to watch this now with the client. We talked about not doing the door lowers, but as you look at it, here's the tire, here's the body panel. Hello, look at that. Rocks. So you can start seeing they're probably gonna get peppered up. I'm gonna guess the vehicle's gonna start getting peppered up down along this area if the Rivian put paint protection film on this section, it's probably going to get chipped up over here. So that's just something, that's a conversation I've already had with the client. Told him to just watch the vehicle, you know, after a week or two, if it's, you know, or a day or two, I don't care. As soon as he knows it's getting chipped up, stop driving it, bring it back to the shop, we'll put those pieces on. I don't know for 100% fact that it's going to get chipped up, but my experience in guessing, and there's the Rivian being charged up. So, okay, so enough talking, time to get to work. Okay, so we're gonna do the cab top, just this section here. So you can see, as you saw in the beginning of the video, there was a lot of bug splatter all over. That's also gonna, this being it's in the horizontal position, it's gonna grab some stones at some point. It's guaranteed. It's gonna grab a stone or two. Coming down the turnpike, it's gonna get chipped up. So we're gonna cover that with paint protection film, stop all the rock chips and stone chips. Use some Gyeon prep wipe here. There's still some remnants of bug splatter up there. At this point, it's been washed. Bug spray was on it twice during the wash. Trying it one more time. At this point, the paint protection film is gonna cover it up and you're not gonna see it. We're gonna get it clean now because now's the time to do it. The other thing with it is that Look, if you get the vehicle as quick as you can to your paint protection film installer. I don't care if it doesn't have to be me, but as soon as you get it, you drive it all weekend, you get a bunch of bug splatter on it. You're putting paint protection film on so you don't damage the paint. The bugs, if they do sit on there, the acids from the particular type of bugs will etch into the paint. It'll be all right, but we just need to get it cleaned up now. We're gonna start doing the mirrors now. We'll start on the passenger side first. So you're gonna find out there's a whole bunch of pieces here for this mirror set. We'll see how that goes. This final day here, we've been through all the paint protection films applied. Everything came out really good. Did a quick look at it before we get on camera here. So right now, final steps for today is that we need to go ahead and go over all the edges with the heat gun. Yesterday, you can see we had another Tesla show up here right behind us. So that's already been prep washed this morning. Before. We're going to do that's in for ceramic coating. The client already had to do PPF, but due to scheduling, he couldn't get the ceramic done right away, so he came back. So we always recommend doing paint protection film first. Do paint protection film first because it stops all the rocks and the stones. Once the car gets chipped up or the truck gets chipped up, you really can't touch it up effectively. It's looking really nice here. The film, that SunTek Reaction is looking great. I just want to go down and wipe everything off, make sure everything's good. We'll get the heat gun going, start from top to bottom, do a final wipe, then contact the customer and let them know everything's good to go for them to come pick up the vehicle.
Hey Joseph, thanks for picking up your Rivian from us. So we spent the last couple of days working on the paint protection film. What do you think about your service here at Immaculate Paint Protection, your new Rivian?
Actually, it's above and beyond. So the look of the car now, when I brought it in, washed, cleaned, did the tires, coated the headlights, just fantastic job. I highly recommend Immaculate Paint Protection. They really do care about your car. I love it.
Thank you. So you come back again?
Absolutely, repeat customer here.
Oh, great. And I know you got a referral, so what did your friend say? How did you come here because of your friend?
He actually said that the owner is meticulous and he wouldn't take his car anywhere else, and he's right.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Anything else to say or add tonight?
No, we're all set.
All right.
Welcome to Immaculate Paint Protection.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Have a great night.